I need to get this off my chest because I'm still reeling, and it's been 3 days since my 18th birthday. I've been lurking on here forever but never posted, so bear with me if this is a mess. I'm just going to write it all out, every detail I can remember, because my brain's been on a hamster wheel since it happened. This is long, so if you stick with me, you're a real one. I turned 18 last Saturday. Big milestone, right? I'd been hyping it up for months. I'm the youngest in my family, so I was stoked to finally be official. You know, legally an adult, ready to do dumb stuff like buy lottery tickets or sign up for my own Netflix account. My family's always been close, or at least I thought so. I've got two older sisters, Mia, 24, and Hannah, 21, my mom and dad, and my grandma who lives with us half the year. We're not perfect. We bicker about dishes and who's hogging the Wi-Fi. But I always felt like we were solid. Like we're the kind of family that does game nights and argues over Monopoly until someone flips the board, usually Hannah. So when they started planning my 18th, I was expecting cake, maybe a few lame "you're an adult now" jokes, and probably a gift card to GameStop. The day started normal. I woke up to Mom making my favorite breakfast, blueberry pancakes with way too much syrup. Dad was pretending to read the newspaper but actually sneaking bacon off my plate, like he always does. Mia was home from grad school, which was a big deal because she's usually too busy to visit. Hannah was there too, being her usual chaotic self, blasting some TikTok song while decorating the living room with balloons. It felt perfect. Like one of those moments you know you'll remember when you're old and nostalgic. Around noon, Grandma showed up with this massive chocolate cake she'd baked herself. She's 78 and still insists on doing everything from scratch, even though her arthritis makes her hands shake. I tried to help her carry it in, but she swatted me away, saying, "It's your day, kiddo, let me spoil you." I was just happy everyone was together. We don't get that a lot anymore since Mia moved out, and Hannah's always at college or working her barista job. The plan was to have a chill day at home, just family, then go out for dinner at this Italian place I love. But as the day went on, I started noticing little things. Like, Mom kept looking at me weird, like she was about to cry, but also trying not to. Dad was quieter than usual, which is saying something because he's already the strong, silent type. Mia and Hannah were acting normal, but they kept whispering to each other when they thought I wasn't looking. I figured maybe they were planning some surprise, like a new gaming console or something. I didn't push it. I was just vibing, you know? So, we're in the living room after lunch, and I'm opening a couple of early gifts. Mia got me a hoodie with my favorite band's logo, and Hannah gave me a gift card. Not GameStop, but close enough. Then Grandma hands me this small, wrapped box. I thought it was going to be like a watch or something boring but sentimental. But when I opened it, it was just a key. Not a car key. I'd have lost my mind if it was. But this old, rusty-looking thing, like something you'd find in an antique shop. I looked at Grandma, confused, and she had this weird smile, like she was nervous but also proud. I don't know how to explain it. Before I could ask what the key was for, Mom stood up and said, "We need to talk about something important." Her voice was shaky, and I swear the room got quieter, like the air itself was holding its breath. Dad put his hand on her shoulder, and Mia and Hannah stopped giggling and just stared at the floor. I'm sitting there, holding this random key, thinking, what the hell is going on? Mom took a deep breath and said, "There's something we've been waiting to tell you until you were old enough, And now that you're 18, it's time. My stomach dropped. I don't know why, but I knew this wasn't going to be some cute, we got you a car surprise. She looked at Dad like she needed him to back her up, and then she just said it. You're adopted. I laughed, like actually laughed out loud, because I thought it was a joke. I mean, come on. I look like my dad. Same brown eyes, same dumb cowlick in my hair. I've got Mom's sense of humor, or at least I thought I did. There's no way I'm adopted. But nobody else was laughing. Grandma was tearing up, Mia was biting her lip, and Hannah was just staring at me like she was waiting for me to explode. I said, "What are you talking about? That's not funny." But Mom kept going. She said they adopted me when I was a baby, not even a year old. They'd been trying to have another kid after Hannah, but it wasn't happening, and they'd always wanted a big family. So they went through a private adoption agency. Apparently, my bio mom was young, like really young, barely 16, and couldn't keep me. My bio dad? They didn't know much about him except that he was out of the picture before I was even born. I just sat there, holding that stupid key, feeling like I was in some kind of movie. My brain was screaming, "This isn't real. This can't be real." But the way Mom's voice cracked, the way Dad wouldn't look me in the eye, it was real. I asked, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" And Mom said they wanted to wait until I was mature enough to handle it. They'd planned to tell me when I turned 16, but I was going through some stuff then. Typical angsty teen crap, nothing major. So they pushed it to 18. They thought it'd be easier once I was an adult. Spoiler, it wasn't. I don't know how to describe how I felt. It was like someone pulled the rug out from under me, but also like I was floating outside my body, watching myself sit there like an idiot. I kept thinking about all the times I joked about being the favorite child, or how I thought I got my love of sci-fi from Dad. Was any of that real? Did I even know who I was? Then Grandma spoke up. She said the key was from my bio mom. Apparently, when she gave me up, she left this key with the agency, along with a letter. The letter was for me, but only when I turned 18. Grandma had kept it all these years, because she was the one who picked it up from the agency when they finalized the adoption. She handed me this old envelope, yellowed and creased, with my name written on it in loopy handwriting. I didn't want to open it. Not right then, with everyone staring at me like I was a bomb about to go off. But they kept encouraging me, saying it might help me understand. So I opened it. The letter was short, maybe a page, written in blue ink that was starting to fade. I'm not going to share the whole thing because it feels too personal, but I'll summarize. My bio mom, her name's Emily, said she was sorry. She said she loved me but wasn't ready to be a mom. She said she hoped I'd have a good life, better than she could give me. The key, she wrote, was to a safety deposit box at some bank in a town about 2 hours from where I live. She didn't say what was in it, just that it was something she wanted me to have when I was grown. I just sat there, staring at the letter, trying to process it. I didn't know whether to be mad, sad, or just nothing. I looked at my family, the only one I've ever known, and they looked so guilty, like they'd been carrying this secret forever, and it was eating them alive. Mia finally spoke up and said, "We didn't want to hurt you. You're our brother, always will be." Hannah nodded, but she was crying now, which made me feel worse because Hannah never cries. I asked if they'd known the whole time, and they said, yeah, they'd known since I was a baby. Mia was 6 when I came home. Hannah was 3, so they grew up knowing but were told never to say anything. I don't know why, but that stung. Like, I get why they didn't tell me when I was a kid, but knowing my sisters were in on it made me feel like an outsider in my own house. Dad finally spoke up and said, "You're our son. Doesn't matter how you got here. You're ours." And I wanted to believe him, but my head was spinning. I kept thinking about this Emily person, this stranger who gave me up, and the key in my hand. What was in that safety deposit box? Why did she leave it for me? Was it money, photos, some kind of explanation? I didn't know if I wanted to find out, or if I just wanted to throw the key in the trash and pretend this never happened. The rest of the day was a blur. We still went to dinner, but it was awkward. Nobody knew what to say. I tried to act normal, cracking jokes about the garlic bread, but it felt forced. When we got home, I went to my room and just lay there, staring at the ceiling. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about who I am, who my bio parents are, what my life would have been like if they'd kept me. Would I have been happier? Worse off? I don't even know what Emily looks like. Is she still out there? Does she think about me? The next day, I asked Mom and Dad more questions. They didn't know much about Emily beyond what the agency told them. She was a runaway, they said, living in a shelter when she had me. No family, no support. The agency didn't have contact info for her now, and they didn't know if she was even alive. That hit me hard. What if I never get to meet her? What if I do and she's, I don't know, not what I expect? I haven't decided what to do about the safety deposit box. Part of me wants to drive to that bank and open it, see what she left me. Part of me is scared it'll just make things worse. Like, what if it's something that changes everything again? I'm already struggling to wrap my head around this. I love my family. I do. They've been there for me my whole life, every soccer game, every school play, every time I got grounded for sneaking out to play Fortnite at 2 a.m. But right now, I feel like I don't know them, or myself. I keep looking in the mirror, trying to see if I look like Emily, or if I've got some random bio dad's nose or something. It's stupid, but I can't stop. I don't know why I'm posting this. Maybe I just needed to vent. Maybe I'm hoping someone out there's been through this and can tell me it gets easier. Has anyone else found out they were adopted like this? Did you meet your bio parents? Did you open the metaphorical or literal safety deposit box? I'm scared, Reddit. I'm scared of what I'll find, but I'm also scared of never knowing. Thanks for reading this novel. I didn't mean to write this much, but once I started, it just poured out. I'm going to go play some Call of Duty and try to forget about this for a while. If you've got advice, I'm all ears. TLDR. On my 18th birthday, my family told me I'm adopted and gave me a key from my bio mom to a safety deposit box. Now I'm freaking out, don't know who I am, and don't know if I should open the box or pretend this never happened.